Hi guys, it's Tom from TrainSim TV. Hope everybody's well and welcome. Today we are on the alpha preview of the Breckland Line. This is a route that's been available now for a good half year or so, and it's currently at the alpha version of 0.12 as of 30th of the 12th 2018. Now, the Breckland Line is a line that runs from Norwich to Cambridge, and it currently runs between Norwich and Attleborough. So, what do we get? In this sneak preview of the route that a gentleman called GC Hartley, as known on UK Train Sim, has been building this route for a good few months now. It's loosely set in the year of 2005 and gives off a real life impression of the Breckland Line from Norwich to Cambridge via Ely. However, as he was conscious of the fact that progress was slow, he decided to release publicly the alpha version for our pleasure, and to receive some constructive feedback along the way. The route currently runs from Norwich to Attleboro at around 16 miles. All this mileage has completed scenery, so it is all playable. There is also the 40-minute scenario which we are currently about to run, which is a run to Norwich and back out. Now, the requirements are not too heavy. You need the West Coast Trent Valley, RSC's GEML, RSC's South London Line, the RSC East Coast Mainline South, which is London to Peterborough, AP's Wherry Lines, DTG's Academy assets, the AP station assets, which come with many routes these days, and the European Asset Pack. For the included scenario, you need the DTG Class 90, Class 170, AP's enhancement pack for that also, and the DT Mark II coaches. So, let's get on to the scenario. So, the briefing goes, welcome to this alpha preview of the Breckland Line, Norwich to Cambridge. Today you will be driving this 2-car Class 170 Turbo Star on the final leg of a Cambridge to Norwich service. The journey from Attleboro to Norwich and back should take approximately 45 minutes. We were making a rare stop also at Spooner Row on the Norwich bound journey. Please enjoy the ride. We're just going to get our destinations set up. So we need Norwich. Excuse me. Right, so as you can see straight away, the scenery is absolutely beautiful. Also, please note, signal is not finalised yet. Please tap through any semaphores of danger. However, colour light signals are working correctly. So, as I was saying, yeah, you can see straight away the amount of detail that has been put into just even the line side foliage. The stations are very well detailed. I did preview this route when it first got its release. I did run this scenario, and even then without the RW enhancer, 32-bit at the time, and no AP Sky enhancements, it still looked fantastic. And now with them enhancements on top of this, it looks even better. So I'm glad to have I've just re-downloaded this again. I'm happy that I've done so, and I'm glad that I've decided to come and have a look at this once more. So we've got a crossing at 30 mile an hour coming up. Even the houses alongside the line, they've all got detailed garden sheds, bushes, all sorts of little bits and pieces. Nothing's been missed out. If I come out of the local of the unit, you can see there's a nice amount of detail been added. Not too far out, but it's enough to give you that feeling that you are on the Mill Railway. Now that we're clear the crossing, we can progress back up to speed. Now, to my knowledge, when I downloaded this route just before, I wasn't aware that it'd been updated since its release. I thought it was just an alpha version release, and that was it. But they've been actually updating the route, so we've had some changes to the telegraph poles. There's been some track point issues solved at Norwich, and something else, but I can't quite remember what it was. So it's nice to see that they're still updating it and fixing things, even though it's in alpha. The link for this route will be provided also at the bottom in the description, so you can have a little play yourselves. I do aim to possibly create a scenario or so for this and get it released at Vulcan Productions in the near future when I have a bit of time on my hands. So we're just over a mile now to Spooner Row, where we're making our first stop on our way to Norwich. As noted before, we can see that some of the semaphores are at the minute unoperational, so we just have to give these a tab before we progress, and they'll come up with approved. Even though I always treat it as cautious. It's not a big station this, it's just a small platform and a little shelter virtually. Even still, nice detail. Once again, lovely amounts of detail. Also note that you've got different types of track. This shows off where new rails have been relayed and where the other side hasn't been changed over yet. As you just heard, that semaphore actually did drop down, but it's obviously there's a bug where they're going up as the unit is literally sat on it. I would expect these to be probably fixed when it comes to the next release. Our next station is Wymondham, and that is about 2 miles time off from where we are now. So once again we have also got another crossing coming up, which is 30 mile an hour. I do like these telegraph poles on the left hand side. I'm sure I read somewhere that this is one of the last routes, or is the last route, that has a full span of the telegraph poles alongside the line. If that is correct, please comment in the below section for the video, just to clarify that. As again, we've got a semaphore that's not quite working, so we'll just slow it down. As you can see, it's just coming around the bend now. It might clear as we approach it, but I'm not holding my breath. The wary signals can be quite temperamental on certain routes. It's just down to their scripting, which are probably solely made for the wary lines itself. Don't let this deter you from having a go of the route, because it's very, very nice, and it doesn't affect the route itself. As I said, these should hopefully be fixed at some stage, I would have thought. We're just approaching Wymondham. Again, plenty of detail around this area. All sorts going on. You've got all your cabling for the signals, your point rodding, overgrown sidings. Even the stations are very well detailed. Plenty of flower pots going on. It's a station that's been very well looked after, as you can see. And a station that's had a lot of love being rebuilt into how it would look within the sim. That signal's working as well, fantastic. So just as we're picking up the passengers, we'll have a quick look around. So you've got a spur over there. That goes down to the Mid-Norfolk Railway, that does. What it would do is just, there's a portal down there for AI purposes if anything ever needed to be run that way. Note, you may be briefly held outside of Norwich for a late running express from Liverpool Street to arrive. Noted. Excuse me. So much atmosphere going on. We have another crossing also for 30 miles an hour. So Norwich is about 1.2 miles away. Apparently, although I don't think it is actually. I remember this. The miles didn't count down. We're not actually due there till 1928. I'm gonna say it's not 16 miles. We've not driven that yet. I do remember this vaguely from last time. That's obviously a sim issue, I would have thought. FPS wise, generally on my PC, but I'm getting currently 55 to 60 FPS, which is very good. If I had a bit of a better graphics card, I probably would be getting more out of it. It's just the graphics card that's letting me down in a minute. In terms of build quality, I'm going to give it a high mark because the track laying is absolutely fantastic. It's not rough, it's very smooth. Not in terms of smooth itself, but it's not all jaggedy and here, there, and everywhere. It's obviously falling where it should. The scenery side of things, I'm going to give that high marks as well because just the amount of variation that's been put in, along just with the trees and bushes alone. And then when you come out of the camp, obviously there's no houses at the minute, but you've seen the towns already yourself. The amount of detail they've put in, virtually everywhere's got something. You've got your cable troughing, you've got bits of old rail line around, trackside huts as well. There's a bit of everything going on. I highly recommend that you go and have a look and enjoy it for yourself. The route does also come with a few custom bits and pieces that come for the route itself, such as some signs. I think there's a couple of bridges and maybe some. I think you've got your station sign as well. They're all custom made. So it's not just been busy building the route itself; it's been building the assets for the route. So we've got a disused station here. I would have thought. Not too sure what station that would have been. You can tell by the building itself. It had a canopy on it. Also, I just spotted there, good use of line side fencing as well. It goes up and down the contour of the land. It's not just straight and flat, it actually goes with the land, which is nice to see. to 30 for another crossing. The route is also super elevated, which is nice to see. Doubt we're going to make 30 for this crossing. Did my best. It's quite close, that sign. We do have another 30 crossing coming up, so we'll just ease it down to 30 now. So this is only my second actual run on this route, so, and last time I ran it was a good half a year ago, so my knowledge isn't very good on this section of the country. Other than I know it's a very, very nice part of the world. It is one of the custom assets, I think. I'm sure I've not seen this anywhere else before. This little bridge. I like it. It's got broken sections in there as well. Very nice. Nice little details, nice little touch. It's little details like that I like about route building. Myself being a route builder, I try and do little bits and pieces like that. Currently about 8 minutes, I would say now from Norwich, looking at the arrival on ETA. So we're just about to go underneath the East Coast, the Great Eastern Main Line, shall I say. This would then bend to the right as we will then join it in a moment. It's about a mile or so. We've got a 40-mile speed drop coming up, so we're just gonna start getting ready to slow down now. As we was told that we should be hanging on for an express service, which I think is running late. I'd certainly say also that this is pay-where quality work that we're seeing here. Absolutely staggering. Currently we have a green, so I think we are actually alright. I thought we were going to be held up, we must have just missed it. we're just approaching Trowse Swing Bridge, where we have a 30 mph down to 25 mph before we round into Norwich Platform 3. There's a little bit of towel here. Obviously Norwich is a bit of a bigger place, biggest place on the route, so it's understandable that it'll take a second to load that in. Unless you're running on it, I'm not running on an SSD, but if you was running on an SSD, you probably won't have as much of a lag as I would. That is one of the things that I plan to sort out at some point, is getting an SSD. So we've got Crown Point to the right. And we have a single yellow aspect noting us that we are going to be going to platform 3. And again we have the ground signal notifying us of platform 3. Tells us that we can proceed. No idea which. Oh, it is 8. No, that's the one. We've got it. I'm going to put Cambridge up. So, yep, Norwich is looking like Norwich. A little bit different than the Wherry Lines version. We've got a stadium actually where on the Wherry Lines there's actually a stadium in place. I think there's a little bit more detail going on distance wise as well. Both respectively good in their own ways. Not too different. Obviously, there's a bit more going on. Obviously, you've got, if you're working on a payway, you've got to work to a budget and a time scale. freeway, you can get away with it a bit more. You can spend a bit more time doing things. As I say, both respectively well in their own ways. So, well done. We're now forming the return ferry back to Cambridge, which you will take as far as Attleborough. You'll hopefully be able to go all the way soon. Switch to cabs if you haven't already done so, and change the display using F8. So it's 9 miles back to Wymondham. So to the left here you would head down towards the Wherry lines, Great Yarmouth and that, and we will be heading back down towards Cambridge. You have Crown Point once again to the left. Currently we are travelling on the Great Eastern Main Line, and we will diverge off in a second onto the Breckland. The Great Eastern Main Line heads down towards London. Just crossing over the Trowse Swing Bridge. I'm just going to show you a little bit of detail on this actually as well before we head away. I like how what's been done here as well. They've actually modelled this, I believe, with I think it's third rail they've used for this, obviously with insulators. Very clever, rather than just using your usual OHLE wiring. Yeah, very impressive. So as we leave the Great Eastern Main Line, we join the Breckland once again. The Great Eastern Main Line, as you can see, goes towards the right, down towards the capital, passing through Ipswich, Colchester and many other stations along the way. Well, I've also got the ditches down the left hand side here. Make for some nice screenshots as well. it's counting down the miles now. Something on the track somewhere, it's not picking up the track counter. We're currently 7.8 mile away from Wymondham. I do love the usage of the jointed tracking sections along the line also. I'm a sucker for jointed track. So just slowing down to 30 for the crossing. And again, another crossing at 30 mile per hour is on its way up, just towards the bend, just slightly ahead of us now. Once again, we're coming up to one of the disused stations on the route. Some old sidings there. As you see, the canopy of once what was station. Once again, if anyone knows what the station was, please pop the details in below. just struggling to get up to 75. Well, it's just leveling out again now. Just while we've been climbing up. Once again, we have a 30 crossing coming up. We're not too far from Wimondham now. Just over half a mile, shall I say. And the signal's just pulled off for us. As I said before, the wary signals are quite finicky when added into your own routes. I've had experience myself. With them being scripted for the wary lines, I don't always work with other routes, and I use Just Train's signals on my route, so I know they don't work with them very well, if at all. I don't think they respond to each other how they should, or you'd expect them to at least. Next and final stop is Attleboro once more. again, the some of the semaphores here aren't operating correctly at the minute. This is Spooner's Row. Not stopping there this time. I'm not too sure if that's a request stop or not. Doesn't look like as much used station as some of the others. Not as many facilities. It's only a short platform as well. We've got a 30-mile-an-hour crossing coming up again. We're going to slow ourselves down. Once again, guys, please do go and have a look at this route for yourselves and have a little play about with it. You won't be disappointed. It's been thoroughly enjoyable having a little drive on this once more, and I do look forward to future updates on this. Hopefully it might not be too long, we'll see some more, who knows. You can follow the progress on the UK Train Sim for this one, so I'll pop the link in for that also, so you can see any update screenshots, etc. And again, the route description will be at the bottom. just like to say thank you very much, guys, for watching. Please do hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you can get updates on our future videos. We stream regularly as well, TrainSim TV, so you can search us at twitch.tv/TrainSimTV_Tom and also at TrainSimTV_Mark. That concludes this preview scenario for the Breckland Line, Norwich to Cambridge. Hope you enjoyed the ride. Check back soon for future updates of the route. Thank you very much, guys, and we will see you again very soon. Take care.